My name is Soul Stew, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the Funky Uncle's brand new digs here at the Howlin for another wonderful night of music, sponsored by, of course, well, in conjunction with the Howlin and the FunkyUncle.Live. We're so grateful to be here in this new space. We're going to have so many great memories to make, and of course, more fantastic music coming your way, doing it all for a good cause to help out our local gig workers and musicians. And now you can join us here at the Howlin. We're selling tickets at the door, so come on down. And if you're a local college student, you just show your ID, get a discount, come in and join the party. And of course, once again, we're doing it for a good cause. We've got our good friend Frenchy back here doing another great painting that will be auctioned off on our website. And that's one way that you can help us. You can also donate, and Leslie will tell you some more about that. Welcome to the Howlin Wolf, Leslie.
Yay.
Our new home.
Hey, somebody will buy us a drink, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll let them, too,
right.
won't we?
Yeah, we will.
We will certainly will. Thank you all so much for sticking around, and welcome to the new era. All right, we are here at the Howlin Wolf. Now, we've been at the Den, and the reason we moved from the Den is because it's a good reason.
Got to get those floats ready.
That's right.
Mardi Gras is coming, baby.
The carnival is on its way, and they needed that space back, and we were so thankful to the crew of Tucks for giving us that place to do so. But we really want to thank the Howlin Wolf for being our new digs for a little while, and hopefully it'll be a long while. That depends on you. You can go to the FunkyUncle.Live and click on that donate button. You can become a sponsor, or you can bid on the Frenchy Painting. You can also go to the Funky Shop, where we've got merchandise. We've got hats, shirts, cups, mugs, socks. We've got all kind of stuff. And what you can also do is buy a print of any of those Frenchy paintings that we've already done. So any purchase that you make, of course, goes to fund our Funky Fund, goes into our Funky Fund, and that supports our musicians and gig workers. And we really appreciate all of you who helped us get to our mark of $543,000 so far. We have helped 674 musicians and gig workers over the last 84 weeks. You need to join us. You need to join that number by either texting FUNK to 36413, get on the website, or come on down. We'd really love to see you.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, here in New Orleans and South Louisiana, we have no shortage of fantastic bands. We're always trying to bring in something new and fresh for you. And tonight, we've got some good old foot-stomping Louisiana blues. We are so excited to welcome Kevin and the Blues Groovers to our first show here at the Howlin Wolf. So you know what to do out there. Wash your hands and stomp your feet. Take it away, y'all.
Well, now, everybody, I'm glad to be here with all of you at this Funky Uncle occasion. So you know what? I said, you know what? Oh, we gonna have some fun. Pop, give me a high G. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, just watching the ships roll in, and I'll watch them roll away again. I'll be sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tides roll away. I'll be sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, I was headed for the Frisco Bay. Seems I've got nothing to live for. Seems like nothing's gonna go my way. So I'll sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tides roll away. I'll be sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change, and everything will still remain the same. I can do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Just sitting here resting my bones, know this loneliness won't leave me alone. Too I can't do what 10 people tell me to do. So I guess I'll remain the same. Just sitting here resting my bones. No, this loneliness won't leave me alone. No, 2,000 miles I roam just to make this stop my home. So I'll sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tides watch them roll away. I'll be sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. All right, everybody. Now, this is my favorite part of the song, so I'm going to need your help out there. Now, tell me, who can whistle out there? Oh, no, I want to hear you do it. Well, you know what? If you can whistle, why don't you try this? Whistle along with me now. Go. And you know, put your hands together like this, too. Fellas, y'all ready? Let's do it now. Well, thank you very much. Well, now, I'm going to tell you a story this time. And you know, it's about how we all love to make plans like we all did before COVID. You know what I mean. But then sometimes the world will come and say, oh, no, that's not the plan I got for you. You know, let me show you what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, come on, y'all. I wanted to be a soul singer. Then my baby gave me the blues. Yes, she did. I wanted to be a soul singer till my baby gave me the blues. When she left, she took my heart. Now I realize she got my soul with her too. I wanted to be a soul singer, y'all. Playing shows all around the world. That was my plan. Traveling with my band, playing shows all around the world, even in the foreign lands, places I done never been. I could have been the next Tony Strain if it had not been. Well, listen here, y'all. I gave her my heart. That girl, she took my soul. Now I'm just like muddy waters, standing at the crossroads. I wanted to be a soulful soul singer till my baby gave me the blues. When she left, she took my heart. Now I realize she got my soul with her too. Hey, guitar man, why don't you play something while I find this girl? Come on now. Give it up for the girls and girls, everybody. I could have been a great soul singer after paying my dues. Now this woman got me sitting here, singing blues to you. Now if y'all ever see her, well, her name is Marie. Well, I need y'all to tell her that the blues is all right with me. Ooh, oh, wow. You know what? I ain't even mad no more. Hey! Well, now everybody, let me tell you something. I'll let you in on a secret. You know, I'm only 23 years old. But, you know, I know something about that blues. You know, I think that we all sort of know something about that blues right now. That blues we've been all fighting is that pandemic. You know what I'm talking about. But how many of y'all know this? The only cure for the blues is more blues. So with that being said, one day I was sitting in my room, you know, listening to Stevie Wonder, something called Living for the City. And that made me, it inspired me to write mine, Blues for the City. Because guess what? There's never enough blues for this city. You know, let me tell them what I'm talking about. You see, let me tell you, I said, I was born across that Mississippi, surrounded by streets that wasn't pretty, following my father's direction, learning songs from his blues collection to play just enough blues for the city. Oh, they don't get it, y'all. When it comes to fans, right now I don't have any. Played some shows where I barely paid a penny. On the stage, sometimes for several hours. At the end of the night, only making $20. Playing just enough blues for the city. Oh, Carl, you want to tell them something? Go ahead, boy. Now when I'm old, I hope the shows are many, and the money, Lord, I hope it's plenty. And if I'm blind and I need someone to guide me, bring me to the stage, cause the blues is still inside me. There's never enough blues for the city. All right, everybody. Now I'm gonna show you how this one goes. And I need you to listen up. Fellas, y'all ready? Hey! Playing blues for the city. 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 All right, now. Well, everybody, now it's your turn to help us out. Because I'm talking about New Orleans. I'm talking about Memphis. Chicago. The city of Jackson. Sing it, y'all. Playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. All right, now. Oh, I'm starting to feel it. Oh, I'm starting to shake that pandemic blues off. Fellas, can y'all feel it? I said, can y'all feel it? One more time. Playing blues for the city. Playing blues for the city. Playing blues for the city. Playing blues. Split it up, y'all. Playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. We're playing blues for the city. On the one.
All right, y'all. Give it up for Kevin and the Blues Groovers here at the Howlin' Wolf with a little support from the FunkyUncle.Live. That's right, y'all. We are breaking in our new home sweet home and having a great time. While we do it, we got them feet tapping, we got room to dance, we got drinks, and you know the one thing we also need? You. Come on down. If you're here, if you're local, you know, you can get your ticket at the door. You can come on in, dance with us, boogie on down, see this great band, have us a good old time. And of course, we're doing it for a good cause. My good friend Frenchy is here doing another wonderful original live painting of Kevin and the Blues Groovers. He's got some outlines coming together on that canvas. By the end of the night, it'll be another beautiful original painting that can be yours. That's right, hanging up on the wall, and remember all the good times you've had dancing to music down here in New Orleans. And of course, there's other ways you could support us as well. Leslie could tell you something about that right now.
That's right. That's right. Because I need you to continue your support. I'm going to make it very, very easy for you. You can text FUNK to 36413. It's super easy. But I'd really love for you to go on to our website, thefunkyuncle.live. Right there, we've got the Funky Shop. There's a button that says you can donate. Click here to become a sponsor. Click here to bid on that Frenchy painting. But let's back up to the Funky Shop because our merchandise is fantastic. And there's a lot of different things that are on there. Our hats, our sweaters, shirts, caps, mugs, the whole bit. But if you donate $100 and ask for a custom tie-dye t-shirt, you'd be the only one to have one just like that. We want to thank our folks that help us out with all of our merch because buying is also supporting. Never forget that, all right? So we want to, speaking of support, we have had our sponsors here, Faubourg Private Wealth. They have been with us for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. We've got a new partnership with Where You At Magazine. They're going to let you know what we've got coming up, where we've got it coming up, and all the things that you need to know about the Funky Uncle. And again, thank you so much to our newest partners here at the Howlin Wolf. We appreciate your hospitality. And man, what a night to start it off, huh? What a band to start it off with.
Absolutely. It's a family affair up there, too. Kevin's got his dad playing in the Blues Groovers, you know.
Yep.
The blues just getting passed down from generation to generation. That's what we love about it. So anyways, so happy to have everyone who's tuning in. And, hey, if you're here in town, well, come on and tune in live and in person. Get you a ticket. Come on inside and dance with us. We've got plenty more music on the way. And speaking of all the great music we've been bringing you for the past, 84 weeks, go onto our YouTube page, hit subscribe, and then you can watch all these great shows that we've had. You can relive them. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to get back to the music with Kevin and the Blues Groovers. Y'all don't forget to wash your hands and stomp your feet.
Well, hello again, everybody. You know, this next one, I wrote this next one about heartbreak. You know, not one, but two. One from my best friend and one from somebody I love. You know, I know some of y'all have felt this. So let me tell you my story. Y'all ready? I guess it wasn't meant to be. She was not the one for me. Then I saw her holding hands with a so-called friend of mine. I could not believe my eyes when I saw her walking by, holding hands with another guy who was a so-called friend of mine. So-called friend of mine. So-called friend of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. Oh, yeah. Listen, y'all, I thought that I was far past jealousy, since she was not the one for me. Then I saw her hanging around with that so-called friend of mine, and I will try to be mature, since we're not together anymore. Then I see you coming through the door with that so-called friend of mine, so-called friend of mine, so-called friend of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. Maybe it's better that the two of you got together, 'cause all I want in my life is something that's for real. And time after time, history repeats itself. That's something he'll realize. She's holding on to someone else. Listen, y'all. In time after time, history repeats itself. That's something you realize when she's holding on to someone else. Well, if leaving her was meant to be, I've got to do what's best for me. I don't mind her hanging around with that so-called friend of mine. I hope that they live happily in a life that's free of misery. I'm the man that he could never be. He's just a so-called friend of mine, so-called friend of mine, so-called friend of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine, so-called friends of mine, so-called friends of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. So-called friends, friends of mine, so-called friends of mine, friends of mine. You know what? If you've had a so-called friend, this song is for you. The type who smile in your face, or go right back and do the same thing they don't want done. So I'm gonna say it one more time. Fellas, give it to me, give it to me. Fellas, give it to me. I said, they were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and just so-called friends of mine. They were both my friends, now they're lovers in the end, and they're so-called friends of mine. So-called friends, friends of mine. Hey, I got you now. Come on now. I'm just kidding. Well, now let me tell you. You know, let me give you a little bit of information about myself. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right. So my father was born in New Orleans, and that's why I was born here. You know, that's a blessing, because here there's music everywhere. You know, my father was a gospel bass player, always playing and teaching me songs like, And then, you know, I went to the school, the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. You know, I learned a lot of cool things there. But you know, I've always had a passion for the blues. Now that means something. You know, that means, you know, you might get in your car, smack on your radio and hear a song one way, but I'll hear it like it has some blues in it. Like, take for instance, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across that water. And I think, you see, that's how all of you heard it. Yes, I heard it a little bit different. It went something like this. A 1, 2, 3. Well, listen, y'all. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across that water. And I think about the things that you said. And I'll paint a picture. Now since I've been away, Lord, my body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Don't make a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Come on over, Valerie. Why don't you come over? Come to me. I heard you went to jail, sought your house up for sale. Do you need a good lawyer? Come on. Did you catch a tan? Have you found the right man who can fix it for you? Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Have you been busy? Did you pay the fines? Thank you very much. Well, y'all, I have a question for you out there. And I want honest answers. Do me a favor, would you? Raise your hand if you love the blues out there. I sort of like that. What about this? How about this? Could you make some noise if you love the blues out there? You know, I got some of y'all, but some of the camera people were a little bit quiet. I said, make some noise if you love the blues out there. Oh, he's good at this job. Well, watch this. How about this, everybody? Do me a favor. Well, if you love the blues, put your hands together just like this. If you love the blues, put your hands together just like this. I'm gonna tell you a story. Might be one you know. I tell you about my baby, tell you about my lady. Ooh, she filled my world with soul. Well, you heard about love getting tied to the blind. My baby's love caused the sun to shine. So the first part, I want you to look at your neighbor. Because I know that all of you here were people you care about, so look at that person next to you. And I want you to tell them this. I mean, look them in the eyes. See, in the eyes, in the eyes, in the eyes. And say, you my pride. Oh, they don't get, they were like, you my pride. No, I said, say, you're my pride. Oh, there we go. No, fellas, I need an example. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. Now the fella showed you how it's done. So it's your turn. Are you ready? I said, are y'all ready? All right, let's try it, everybody. Go. You're my pride. Oh, I got one of y'all now. Let's try this again. You're my pride. There we go. Now let's see if you can do it like this. We go. You're my pride. And my joy. You're my pride. And my joy. Everybody. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. Now watch. Now wait a minute. Oh, y'all almost got it. Watch. Now wait a minute. Oh, y'all pretty good. Let's see who can do it. Now wait a minute. Hey now. Now wait a minute. Okay, now let's see who can do it like a blues group does it. Now wait a minute. 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 You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. You're my pride. You're my pride. And you're my joy. Ooh, oh, let's walk, fellas. You're my pride. You're my pride. And my joy. And my joy. You're my pride. You're my pride. And you're my joy. You're my pride. And you're my joy. Ooh, oh,
All right, y'all. Give it up for Kevin and the Blues Groovers. Shaking the stage here at the Howlin Wolf. Sounding great. Having a great time while they do it. And I know we are too. And you should come on down and join us. We sure are having fun. My good friend Frenchy is over here. This canvas is filling up beautifully. He's got the whole band painted on there. And now he's just adding in his different brush strokes, throwing the colors in there. We'll have another beautiful Frenchy original. Speaking of beautiful Frenchy originals, we still have a couple up for sale, up for auction that can be yours. We've got Guitar Slim Jr. Now, that was another great night of blues at the Funky Uncle. And we've got the Green Demons from our Halloween show. That was a lot of special night as well. A lot of special moments there. And those can be yours. I swear, you can just hear the music coming off the canvas. So, by all means, check those out over at the Funky Shop. And, maybe you can bring one on home with you. We'll just have to see. Leslie, how you feeling over there?
Oh, I'm loving these blues and the whole family vibe that we got going on. Just, that warms my heart. Anytime the families play together. So we talked about family. We talked about our funky family. And you can become a funky cousin. Because every funky uncle, there's a bunch of funky cousins running around underneath him, right? So what I need you to do, remember when I told you that it was really easy to donate? You can text FUNK to 36413. It's running across the bottom of the screen. You don't have to write it down right now or remember it, but 36413. Text FUNK. And when you do that, you're going to see either a one-time donation or a recurring donation. And when you hit that recurring donation once a month, it's going to come out of your bank account. You don't have to worry about it. We're not asking for exorbitant amounts unless you really want to dump some on us. We'll be happy to take care of that for you. But $1 puts you into the funky family. But $13.13 makes you a funky cousin. And a funky cousin gets you one piece of merchandise out of our funky shop. It gives you discounts on all of our merchandise, including the prints of the Frenchy paintings, all right? We're not talking the original, but the prints. You can get a discount there. You're going to get our newsletter, and you get that warm, fuzzy feeling for being a funky cousin, because that's what's really going to help us out. So please consider becoming a funky cousin by donating $13.13 while you text to 36413. Now, you mentioned the paintings that are still available. You can find those on the website, which is the FunkyUncle.Live. Don't forget to look at that funky shop. Check it all out, because there's also another button. Check it all out, because there's one that's our sponsor button. And we've got some amazing sponsors, don't we?
Absolutely. Got to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Faubourg Private Wealth. And if it hadn't been for them, the Funky Uncle would not be here. They have been one of our biggest supporters. They've sponsored so many shows. They've all been here cheering on the bands, cheering on us crew people the whole time, and we are so grateful to them. And of course, our new friends over at Where Yet, very grateful to have them on board with the Funky Uncle too. And of course, our new home here at the Howlin Wolf, very grateful to be here, bringing y'all more great live local music. Speaking of which, let's get on back to it with Kevin and the Blues Groovers. Y'all don't forget to wash your hands and stomp your feet.
Well, everybody. Oh, you like that one, huh? Hey, fellas, she liked that one. I think we should do that again. 2. Oh. Now I'm gonna tell you about a special type of woman. I said a special type of woman found down here. She goes, met a girl, real fine, full of sugar, fire on the side. Well, now, you know that mixture, that good mixture of, like I say, a Creole mine with some Cajun spice, that seasoning. Let me tell you about some seasoning, because sometimes you take something from an Italian recipe, then you take something from, let's say, a Native American recipe, you mix that together, and then you got some Creole seasoning. So watch this. Let me show you something. Now I'm going to take something from that blues, mix it a little bit with some jazz. And you know what? Fellas, why don't we just show them how it goes, right? 1, 2, 1. Girl, I called you when I knew you'd be home. But for some reason, you didn't answer the phone. So don't lie to me, girl, if we're over. I ought to know. I ought to know. I called again later. Some man answered the phone. I asked, who is this? He said, that don't matter. Just don't call here no more. So I guess what we had is over. Since you brought him home. You brought him home. Well, maybe I'm overreacting, and your love for me is still there. But knowing you were with someone else, that's more than I can bear. So if you tell that there's nothing going on, Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Brandon Truth Adams on Hammond organ and auxiliary keys, everybody. I said, give it up for Mr. Brandon Truth Adams on Hammond organ and auxiliary keys. You know what? Why don't y'all bring me up just a tiny bit, because I'm going to tell y'all a story. You know, I remember when my daddy taught me this one. You know, he taught it to me, my sister, and my brother. He said, Kevin, starts a little something like this. It goes, turn down the lights. You know, I don't think they get it. I said, turn down the lights. He said, turn down the lights. Yeah. Turn down the lights. Oh. It goes, turn down the lights. Turn down the bed. Turn down these voices inside my head. Lay here with me. Tell me no lies. Just hold me close. Don't patronize. Don't patronize. Don't patronize me. 'Cause I can't make you love me, not if you don't. And you can't make your heart feel something that it won't. So here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I will feel the power. But you won't, no, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me, not if you don't. You know, sometimes you gotta say something like, you know, I'll close my eyes so I don't see the love you no longer have when you're holding me. Morning will come, I'll do what's right. Just give me till then, and I will give up this fight. Something that it won't. So here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I will feel the power. But you won't, no, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me, not if you don't. Sometimes you just gotta play something you wanna go. don't. And you can't make your heart feel something that it won't. So here in the dark, in these final hours, I will, you know, fellas, I don't think they get it. I can't make you love me, not if you don't. And you can't make your heart feel something that it won't. So here in the dark, in these final hours, but you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me, not if you don't. Did you hear what I said? I said I can make you love me, not if you don't. You know, some of y'all know it says something like this. It says, it feels so good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. It said, it feels so good, hey, loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Know what, fellas, help me sing it. It feels so good, hey, loving somebody when somebody loves you back. I'll tell them one more time. It feels so good, hey, loving somebody when somebody loves you back. But not if you, not if you, not if you don't. Give it up for Brandon, two letters. Keys, y'all.
At the Howlin Wolf, our new home sweet home. What a great show we've had so far. The band sounds great. Not only do they play some great covers, they've got some great originals too. We sure are having a good time, and like to just give a big shout out to everyone who's joined us so far. Frenchy's over there, and what started out as a blank canvas with a couple outlines on it is now another beautiful Frenchy original with just colors just jumping off it. And let me tell you, there's artists out there who it might take them weeks to finish a painting. What blows me away is how Frenchy is able to make these great just creations just within the course of a show, and it can be yours as well as some other great paintings. Guitar Slim Jr., the Green Demons. We've got some great artwork for you over at the Funky Shop, and some other great stuff too, including something we are extremely excited about. With Leslie's going to tell you a little bit more, but I just got to give it a shout out. We have our very own album. It's a compilation of all the great shows. Leslie's got it right here. She's going to tell you a little bit more about that. You got to check out the Funky Uncle compilation album right here. How excited are you for this, Leslie?
It's so exciting because
so cool.
This happened early on in our production. As we've told you before, this started in April of 2020 when the lockdown occurred. And they started to record and capture so many of these artists. We have since then released an album, and if you are a member of the Grammy nominating voting community, we would appreciate your consideration for nomination. because that's what it is all about, is to support and encourage our Louisiana music and our Louisiana musicians. We've got the Funky Uncle All-Stars, we've got Shawa, Erica Falls, Sam Price and the True Believers, Russell Baptiste and friends. Oh, wow, Joe Crown, Walter Wolfman Washington, and Wayne Moreau, New Orleans Suspects, John Papa Grow, and the Brassaholics. And I'm going to tell you, though, guess where you can get this? It's going to be on St. Charles on the Saturday before Mardi Gras, because you're only going to be able to catch these in the Tux Parade. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So get out there. It's going to be better than a music shoe because you can use it. You can use it, all right? It is the Immunofunk vaccination, which is really a pretty cool thing. Again, please consider this for nomination. Call anybody that you know. Call everybody you know and tell them to please give us consideration, because they will only go to help our musician and gig worker community even more. If you go to the Funky Shop, you can buy those prints, you can buy the merchandise, become a Funky cousin, text FUNK to 36413, all those good things. Become a sponsor like Faubourg Private Wealth, Where You At, and now the Howlin' Wolf, and you can do that. So, my goodness, what a night this has been. The energy is here. We've always said, let us bring the music to you until you can come to us. And we decided we're going to keep doing it now that you can come to us. Why not? Here at the Howlin' Wolf, we are so happy to be here. All right? We've got information that we needed to give you, and I think we pretty much got all of that out now. What you think? They're all still up on the bandstand.
They are, yeah. Maybe we could get one more song out of them if they don't mind, before Leslie sits down and does an interview with the band, dives deep into their history and the blues and the gospel and the jazz and all these great elements that they've been just, morphing into a great night of music. So, Kevin, you think I could get one more, sir?
Oh, I think I got you with one more.
All right. Well, y'all know what to do out there. Wash your hands and stomp your feet.
All right, everybody. So we got one more for you. So you know what? Why don't I introduce all the fellas to you, and you know what to do. When I say the names, I want you to clap real hard and scream real loud. I said clap real hard and scream real loud. So from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on auxiliary keys, give it up for Mr. Brandon Truth Adams, everybody. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on lead guitar, give it up loud and proud for the incomparable Mr. Carlton Ross. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on saxophone, give it up loud and proud for Mr. Roderick Jackson, everybody. From New Orleans, Louisiana, on bass guitar, not only is he the bass player, the band leader, but y'all give it up loud and proud for my father, my hero, Pops, Tony Gullich, everybody. From New Orleans, Louisiana, on drums, give it up loud and proud for one of New Orleans' premier
Kevin and the Blues Groovers here at the Howlin' Wolf, getting down for all of us here at the Funky Uncle. And once again, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow the Funky Uncle page on Instagram, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because if you missed a little bit of the show tonight, or if you just want to go back and listen to this great performance one more time, well, guess what? We got you covered. It's all on the FunkyUncle.Live. It'll be up on our YouTube page, all that good stuff. So we got plenty of music there for you, and we hope you enjoyed this performance as much as we did. Frenchy's got a brand new original that he just created. It could be yours. It looks beautiful. You can just hear the music just jumping off the canvas. We know you're going to like it. Leslie's going to sit down here with the band interview them, but what'd you think? How you feeling? After that great just smoking Halloween weekend, we get to come in here and hear another great band. How great was that?
I did not think that this week could surpass, the energy and all of the, the incredible music that we had last week. That was just, I was blown away.
The week before and the week before.
Exactly. So we are going to get set up here and do an interview. I'm going to let these guys get up here. Thank you so much for being here with Stu. This is always so much fun.
Always a
We're
pleasure.
going to get you guys
we'll
to
get the
scoot
band
over.
all
Hold on
set
one
up.
second. We're going to get y'all all set up, and while we're doing that, because we actually we're like real and everything. We put marks on the floors and everything. Baby, you're going to get over here. Come here. We're going to get you over here. That's not going to be a problem. Now, while they're scooting over and getting where they need to be. There we go. All right. There we go. My grandmother used to do that. She used to snap at people. If she ever snapped and pointed her finger, you were so much in trouble. So let's pass this down all the way down. Wait, you know what? Hold on to it for a second. Here we are at the Howlin' Wolf. It's our first night here. We have this amazing space that not only do we have an incredible stage and a backdrop, but we also are able to have Mama's front porch out here. So y'all gonna come and talk to Mama for a minute. Again, don't forget to text FUNK to 36413. Become a member of the Funky family. Become a Funky cousin. Y'all have all got that Funky uncle. Wait, you are that Funky uncle, aren't you? You're the one that makes Thanksgiving a lot more interesting for all the kids, right? All right. So please consider doing that. Let's look at this paint. Oh my goodness. Can I hold that up one more time on the screen? That you're gonna put it behind me. Ooh, look at that. In an hour. The man did that in an hour. Frenchy has given us so much dedication and passion every week. Out of that $543,000 that we have raised in 84 weeks, out of that, we have been able to say that I think the Frenchy paintings have been at least a quarter of that, if not more, maybe even more, like a third of that. So we've helped 674 local musicians and gig workers. Because you guys know, y'all didn't just come and sit up here and started playing. We had sound guys and stage hands and lighting and the video. All of those people are hurting too. You know who else is hurting? Was that sweet little lady out front that was slinging liquor out front. Our bartenders, our barbacks, our door guys that take your ticket money from you. Those guys were really hurting as well. So all of what we have done here in the last 84 weeks, 100% of this money in, 100% of that money has gone out. We have people who have donated our overhead, and we don't have to pay for a copy machine. We've got folks that sponsor and help with things like that, but we still need your support. We can take your support in a donation. That's fine. I would love for that to happen, but more so than that, these guys need to hear that applause again. These guys need to see those butts dancing, those butts in the seats. Yeah, yes, indeed. If any of our audience out here would like to, you're welcome to come and stand out here and watch this interview, because I have got lots of questions. I apologize for having to share a mic, but it's our first night here. We're working on that. What I'd like for you to do is to announce your name and what instrument you play and your relationship to this incredible young man.
My name is Matt Carter, drummer. That's actually my little cousin. That's my Uncle Tony over there.
So you're a funky cousin. You're a funky cousin.
Funky,
Yep.
yeah.
Funky cousin. All right.
I'm Rod Jack, saxophone player. I'm a funky friend.
Carlton Ross, guitarist, and I'm a funky friend as well.
All right.
Adams, Oregon, key.
Hold on to that. Brandon Adams?
Brandon Adams.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Oregon and auxiliary keys, and I'm like a funky cousin, I guess. Yeah.
You're a cousin too. Yeah. We all cousins.
I'm Tony Gullidge. I'm a bass player, also a band leader for my son Kevin, Kevin Gullidge, and it.
All right. And you, sir?
And I'm Kevin Gullidge. I'm the pianist and the vocalist, and I guess I'm just sort of a funky guy, I guess.
All right. So right now, what I'm going to, I have to bring up how incredible it is. And I shook hands with your dad earlier, Kevin, and from one musician's parent to another. Now, I was raised by a musician, but then I ended up, I sang with Dad's band, and that was incredible. That was an incredible experience, and I know you know where that's coming from, Kevin.
Yes,
but I also raised a young musician as well, and that puts us in a different spot. Let me talk to your dad for just a minute. How old was Kevin when you had that moment of, he might be better than I am?
Actually, it came. He was in kindergarten, and he had been writing songs even in kindergarten in music notations. So one day I heard him with his older sister, who's 1 year older than he is, and was saying about a song that he had written, and she was singing the words, and he was like, you're not singing it right, because this is a quarter note, and you're supposed to sing it this way. Now, this was kindergarten.
He was telling you that.
No, he was telling his sister that.
His sister that. Oh.
So
how'd that work out for you? You healed nicely.
Yeah, I was about to say, the swelling's going down a lot. And,
Swelling's gone down a lot.
So I was at the computer, so, I called for them to bring the paper, and the notes were there, they were, written like a kindergarten would write them. So I thought maybe the music teacher at the kindergarten was working with him, and when talking to her, she thought I was working with him. So he was born with a gift, and, just watching it develop and grow, and all these guys have come into his life at different parts and actually seen the tremendous growth, that he has.
That's incredible. And you guys, I'm going to try to ask you yes or no questions for a little bit so we don't have to pass the microphone around. What made you want to be a part of this young man's career? I mean, you're family. So you were in the middle of it. But you guys, I mean, you're basically family, but you guys came into this since he started playing, but what made you say, oh, man, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of this. That was not a yes or a no question, was it? I'm sorry. Psych.
Well, for me, it was his dedication and his conviction, and his perseverance and persistence about his craft. And the one thing I can say about Kevin, and he got this, I found out later from his father, is that he really honors his craft. And that was the one thing that hooked me on to these guys when I started playing with them. I'm like, man, yes, that's what I want to be a part of, and that's what I want to stick with.
Excellent. And the rest of you, it was pretty much, I mean, it was evident. It was absolutely evident, early on. And I say early on because this is not my first experience with you.
No, ma'am.
No, it is not. I am a show host on WWOZ, and I used to be the producer. I am still the producer. We just had to suspend things for a little while of an amazing program called School Groove. and we would bring young musicians in from all of the high schools and middle schools in town. And I was well acquainted with Michael Polera and the guys over at NOCA, and how instrumental they were in the future of our music here in New Orleans. And I asked Polera, can you bring me some kids over to perform live in the studio? And that was a program we called Cut and Class back then. We changed it to School Group, but you were here with Cut and Class.
Yes, ma'am.
The first time you came on was with the NOCA Jazz Ensemble, I believe.
The first time, yes, ma'am. I think I was in junior year was the first time I came on.
And you blew my mind. I mean, it's like, wait, they brought in a ringer. I thought you were one of the auxiliary instructors, except you were awfully young for that, you know. And then you again came back for the Monk Institute, that jazz band that was a part of NOCA, or through NOCA's Jazz Ensemble. Tell me what that program did for you.
I think the Monk Institute was the first time I'd have to travel for my craft, actually. The Monk Institute has something called the Thelonious Monk All-Star Tour, and I was blessed to be one of the members of the 2017 year, I think. And I remember the tour so well. It was like, here's your itinerary. You got to get up. You got to be on time to the van. And it was just like they treated you like a professional musician. And I was getting that from my father. I was getting that from all the fellas, and I was getting that from a lot of people. But it was so cool to finally be out like it was just me and other musicians like me. And it just sort of brought me from being like, okay, I do music professionally to, whoa, I'm in the professional world of music right now. And having someone like Bobby Watson being one of your instructors on the tour with Lisa Henry and J.B. Dice, it was just immense of how world-changing that was.
And that was just a one-year program, though, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
After that, you moved on.
After that, I graduated from NOCA and went to Loyola.
Okay. And went to Loyola.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you performance degree?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Jazz performance with a specialty in piano performance.
In piano performance. Who's the piano instructor there? Let's give them
Matt Limler.
Matt Limler. Let's give a big shout out to Matt because I did mention, I did mention Polera, and being a keyboardist, a pianist, that was who your main instructor was there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's talk about, you are 23 years old. And over half of the songs that you played tonight were originals. Again, mind blown. This old lady does not have that many brain cells left. So you need to slow down on that a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about these songs. When you write, first of all, do you collaborate with these guys? Because if you don't, we're going to let them go sit in the group. No. The bar's that way, guys. No, I'm joking.
I normally collaborate with my father.
Okay.
He's also a songwriter and an orchestrator and arranger. Everything that I aspire to be as a songwriter, he knows how to do it.
Right.
So having somebody who can be like, hey, let's try it this way. And, even this morning he was like, hey, let's try it this way. And it was like I married the idea, but he was somebody who was like, nah, we got to be able to change. That's integral to you being the best musician you can be.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, Valerie, everybody heard it one way. We have heard it another way through the Pinettes who changed all the words.
Yep.
And they do baby, right? They changed it to baby. But this was so interesting, and it was so moving for me. I mean, it got the old arthritis knees up and moving again. I'll send you my doctor bill in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
But but that one was just to see you be able to change that and take that tune and make it your own was very special.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the first tune that you did that was an original here tonight was My Baby Gave Me the Blues.
Yes, ma'am,
Let's talk about that. Now, you are 23. How many babies have given you the blues?
Oh.
Dad, put your fingers in your ears.
No.
Dad's just going to drink for a minute.
It's funny, it's funny because a lot of people think that song is just about you meet somebody, and it's not always somebody. It can be something too. Like I love playing music, I also love agriculture. I love a few other things, but those things, especially music, and all these fellas could say it too, those are the things that'll give you the blues.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. I said, wanted to be a soul singer, but then my baby gave me the blues. You know what that baby was? That might have been soul singing itself. So, that's part of it. And it puts you into a place where it's like, okay, now let's make everybody relate to it. Some people's, like I said, her name is Marie. Well, who knows? Maybe it was Sandy or something, but it's about that relation, really.
You don't remember her name. She's going to give you the blues,
Oh,
I promise.
gosh.
Right, guys? So the next song, how old were you when you started writing, other than kindergarten? I mean, your first song that you remembered, a song that you performed.
I think it was called Take the Oil from the River. Take the Oil from the River. I was
2010. 2010.
About, actually. I was a kid who grew up around a lot of fishermen and a lot of shrimpers and everything. And living off the Mississippi River right there, when BP oil spill happened, everybody felt it.
Right.
I mean, I had friends who moved away because their parents had lost business. So I remember when I wrote it, I just started taking piano, and it was just something that sort of spewed out of me. It was something that came out because it was something I felt.
You seem to have a connection with the city. Your second tune that you performed, original that you performed here, what was the name of that?
Blues for the City.
Blues for the City. You seem to have a connection with the city. Tell us about writing blues from the city, for my city,
Okay.
for the city.
Yes, ma'am. Well, first of all, I actually told you about it. I said
But you
I was
didn't tell
sitting.
them.
Oh, I didn't tell them. I'll tell them. Hey, I was sitting in my room listening to Stevie Wonder's "Living for the City." I thought about it. I was like, man, this sounds like blues. What about some blues for everybody from the Ninth Ward all the way to the West Bank, from Chalmette all the way to Belle Chase? Why don't we talk about some blues for them too? I said I was born across the Mississippi. I was born on the West Bank, surrounded by some streets that weren't pretty because we all have those pothole memories. And he liked that out there. and following my father's direction because that's what got me going, Learning songs from his blues collection. He was playing with so many blues musicians from so many parts of this city. And, all of them had a different way of doing it, but there was never enough of it. I couldn't get enough of it. He couldn't get enough of it. You guys couldn't get enough of it. So never enough blues for the city.
Amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
that his brain works like that. Do you ever look at it and go, what? Was he dropped on the doorstep in a basket or something? I mean, do you ever look at it like that?
Well, yes. Kevin has a very interesting story. He was actually born with a speech impediment, and he used to say his name was Devin Dulwich, and he loved December because he could see the Christmas lights, and without any therapy, it self-corrected. But for a brief moment after that, he was speaking like he was from England. So he would come into the room and say, "Good morning, Father." That's, weird.
Wow.
So, and then that went away. And he's always just been a person that will amaze you, watching his growth, watching his development. And as I said, every one of these guys came in at a different part of his life and just watched him grow and mature. So, he kind of grew, with all of us, watching.
So let's talk about the song that you opened up your second set with. Do you remember which one that was?
Yes, ma'am. So-called friend of mine. Well, that was I think that might have been one of the first or maybe the second time I wrote a song that was really just putting out my story. Mm-hmm. You don't have to think about it. Exactly what it says is exactly what it means. I was with someone who I really cared for. And my best friend apparently cared for her too. So one heartbreak, two heartbreak. You broke your heart with your best friend, then you broke your heart with your girlfriend. And then I came to this realization where it was like, if this can happen so easily, it's not for me. And then I was like, hey, buddy, if this happens so easily for me, it'll happen to you. So be careful. And that's what that song is. And it's about coming back and coping with all of it and saying, I hope that they get along fine. I really do. In a life that's really nice. And I don't mind that they're together anymore. But let's just get this straight. He's not going to be me. He's not going to be like me. He's just a so-called friend of mine.
Yeah, you're right, Kev.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, fellas.
Wow. So has he been teaching you guys a little bit every now and then? My gosh, we're giving you a column in the morning newspaper on
Thank
you
you,
know.
thank
Wow, such wisdom in such a young mind, an old soul. I would have to say you are,
Thank you
and I
very
knew
much.
that the first time I heard you play in the studio at OZ that you were an old soul. So let's talk about the fun one there. Creole Mama with some Cajun spice. Tell me about that one.
I love where I'm from. I mess
Wait,
with that.
did I say that right?
Oh,
Say
yes,
the
you
name.
did.
What?
Creole Mama. Let me tell you about Creole Mama with some Cajun spice. I love where I'm from. My grandmother is Creole herself. She's part French and part African American. And I grew up around a lot of Cajuns. And both of them can really cook. And the taste is always what gets you. It's that spice. You know, that's what's individual about both sides. So I just like it, a Creole Mama with some Cajun spice. So I thought about it. I was like, man, the most ideal day for me. I met a girl, real nice. Good amount of sugar with some fire on the side. One look and I knew she was just like some Cajun spice. and that's the type of woman that I've encountered in my life. I love it. I mean, just so sweet, but at the same time so sassy. You know, when she walked, she had the
All
right
the
amount.
women I've encountered.
No,
in my life.
encountered.
I'm 23 years old.
No, Miss Leslie. No, you know what I mean. You know,
I know.
when they
darling,
walk,
I
they
do, I
have
do.
the right amount
I'm
of stir.
just-
They
I'm an
talk
old woman, I'm
soft to
messing
you,
with you. It's
but
okay.
very firm, and have a kiss that'll set your lips afire. She's a Creole Mama with some Cajun spice.
There you go. It fell right in. All right. So the last one that you did that was an original was very, no pun intended, was very moving. Tell me about that last song. The name of it?
The last song I sang that was original was "Moving On," and actually, that's from our upcoming album entitled "Something Old, Something New, Something Borrowed, Something Blues."
There you go.
So moving on. I actually wrote that in about 9th grade or so. In 2014.
Wait, did you say 9th grade?
2014, I can say it
Okay.
just like that. Spring semester of 9th grade.
I don't remember what I put in my coffee this morning, much less where I was in the 9th grade. Good Lord.
It's funny because, and once again, I collaborated with my father on that because I wrote it all the way back then. He was like, Kevin, for this next one, why don't we put on that song "Moving On"? I really liked it. So I was like, okay. And he says, you know what, let's fix it just a little bit, just to make it flow a little better. Yes, sir. And it was the same story that I was trying to tell in words that everybody could hear, you know, and that's where working with my father is a blessing. I mean, because even as a child, like you said, I had a speech impediment. The things I couldn't always communicate, he could communicate. My sister, my brother, my mom, they could communicate it for me, and they would help me to learn how to communicate it. Like I remember, my father wasn't always like, when I said Tevin Dulledge, yeah, it was sort of cute for a little kid, but at the same time, I know there was this sort of like, oh, I hope he outgrows that. I hope he doesn't say dismiss lice when he's married. So it was like he'd come back and say, all right, girl, I called you when I knew you home. Help the first verse. Let's help the first verse. So I guess what we had is over since you brought him home. Nice. Let's end it there. Not as many words, Kevin, because when I started talking, I was able to talk a lot. So when I started writing, I would write a lot.
Right.
So he'd say, Kevin, you don't need to have so many words. Let's bring it down a little bit, and let's get it formatted. And it was saying at the time, that was the first time I had a girlfriend, about 9th grade, and I remember it was like, all right, that was fun. You don't like me, so let's, you know. Yeah, exactly. Fellas, salute because it was like, all right, you don't like me. Well, moving on.
Move along.
Yeah,
Nothing to see here. Moving on.
So even when I sing it, I always have to sing it with that feeling I had. And like my dad always says, Kevin, you weren't saying much when you did it, so try singing with your mouth closed. So I guess what we had is over since you brought him home. See? And it sells it, but it also brings out the soul inside of it.
Right.
And
right.
shows that feeling. And I think everybody can relate to that.
You're an amazing and incredible young man, and I hope you know how fortunate you are, how lucky you are that you have these incredible musicians to help you on your journey through
Yes, ma'am.
this. Moving on.
Nice.
Moving on. The last year and a half has been a little difficult. What have you been doing in the last year and a half? We've not been out performing that much, or have you been doing a lot of porch parties, or have you been writing? Have you been what you been moving on with?
I've been getting back to the basics, and I'm glad to say that. I mean, my singing from pre-COVID has changed a lot. I mean, being able to sing and really put my emotions in it, even writing, being able to write and shorten up what I have to say, being able to compose and being able to say, okay, this would feel this way. This is the picture I want to paint in everyone's head. So I've been able to practice that. And even just all of us being able to get together and play when we do, it's like we get to grow. And even when we shake off the rust a little bit, we come back and we're like, oh, a little rusty, but that was fun. Let's try it next time. And each time it just gets better and better. So when we got here today, we were like, hey, we played, last week or so? In Indianola, we played last week or so. All right, so let's see what we can do today. Let's see if we can make it even better from Indianola, which I feel was amazing. And it's being able to do that even though you might not be able to play 3 nights a week like we used to. We still have that connection, that string that sort of binds all of us, and I think that's music. You know, like just being able to wrap it all up and then stretch it out and then wrap it up so that you can do it again. You know?
Right.
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So you said something earlier about, or maybe Dad, it was you who talked about the groovers make them into movers. And you ain't playing music if you don't make them move. They don't have to jump up and down all the time, but there's a lot of other movement in the blues. And
Yeah, I think it's good. It's an honor to be on stage and to share your gift, and I think it's great when people see you enjoying what you do, and we're not up there where it's just a job or something we do, but it's something that we really enjoy, and it's a musical fellowship of sorts. Whenever we get together, it's almost a continuation of our last time. We drove from here to 4 hours to Indianola, Mississippi, laughing and having fun the whole time. We carry that same energy on the stage, and it makes it good because.
What was that gig for in Indianola?
It was actually the International Blues Challenge, the IBC.
Oh, the IBC.
Yes.
You were at the IBC?
So sadly, because of the current state of New Orleans,
Right.
New Orleans is blues commission, right?
Right.
It's not society. The New Orleans Blues Society isn't as active, and they couldn't do the IBC. They don't have enough bands. So we all drove all the way to Indianola, Mississippi to do our preliminaries. Yes,
That
ma'am.
is incredible. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
I have to admit that I did not recognize the name. And I walked in tonight, and he said, hey, Miss Leslie. And I went, Kevin, oh, my gosh, Kevin. It was like, Home Alone. But we are not alone. We are not. I am so happy to have these guys here. And I want to, one last question. How can our listeners follow you? What is your internet, your website?
Which one do I talk into? That one, that one, that one? That one
of
right
those.
there. Thank you very
Close
much.
enough.
Well, you can find us at, give us all our pages, right? So you can find us at Kevin and the Blues Groovers on both Facebook as well as Instagram. That is Kevin, Kevin, and A-N-D, the T-H-E, Blues Groovers, and that's all of us. So you know what? And don't forget, follow me at Kevin_Gullidge, Kevin Gullidge Official, and you'll find all of our music, all of our next moves. So
Spell Gullidge for our listeners.
that is Gullage, just like a seagull's age.
You are going to want to remember that because this young man is going somewhere, and he's dragging all of y'all along. So y'all better hold on. Place your tray tables and your seat backs in an upright position, folks, because we're going to take off here. I know he is. I am so proud of you. I'm so thankful for you to be here with the Funky Uncle tonight, to share your music with our listeners, and hopefully you will be inspired by this to text funk to 36413 or go to our website, FunkyUncle.Live, and just click on that donate button, or better yet, come here, buy a ticket. You can find us at FunkyUncle.Live or at the Howling Wolf website. You can buy tickets for next week. Indian Water with Big Chief Gerald Page. Is he still out there? Yeah. I am so looking forward to that. He was our very, very first show. April 20th, I believe. April 20th or April 3rd of 2020. I got it. Where is good? There you go. Folks, I'm going to ask these guys to say it together. Say it one more time, just like Stu used to say right here, right before you'd start playing. What do we need y'all to do?
Don't forget, wash your hands and stomp your feet. I done built. Moon won't keep on shining, oh black water, keep on rolling.
We may be turning the cameras off, but we got fun going on here, y'all. Thank you so much. We'll see.
Make sure your body slow boogie roll, living that baby. Hey, pop you way. Uptown ruler down. Fire on the bayou, for piano. Feel good music, I've been told. Make sure your body slow boogie roll, living that baby. Feel good music, I've been told.